Hi, students. Okay, I'm not great at this, but I'm trying to figure out how to do it. So what I wanted to share with you today is a little bit of an understanding as to the difference in theories in early childhood. Two of the ones that are the most commonly used are Piaget and Vygotsky. So I want to do a little activity with you. You might even want to do this with your staff if you ever are a preschool director. In the introduction, some of you said you actually wanted to be preschool directors. So I want to show you something. Get a paper and a pencil, and if you don't have a paper or a pen handy, then stop the video and go get one because you're going to play along with me. It only works if you play along with me. And then when you're ready, come back. And what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to copy exactly what I'm going to do. So if you notice, I have a paper. I'm trying to do this just ad hoc. And what I'd like you to do is you're going to draw a flower exactly the way I draw the flower, okay? So you're going to make a circle in the middle of your paper, and then I want you to make 5 equal distant, equal size petals around the flower so that it looks kind of like this. I'm not very good at drawing. And then I want you to have a stem and a leaf. Got it? Okay, no, I don't think yours came out exactly like mine. Oh, not so good. Okay, obviously you're not so good at art the way I am. Now what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to take that same paper, and you have 1 minute, and I'd like you to take it and fold it into a paper airplane. Hopefully all of you used about an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. And then what I want you to do is try and hit somebody across the room with the paper airplane. If you did it, let me know. Most of you, though, will make a paper airplane that, and now pause the video and come back within about a minute or so when your paper airplane's done, and you'll let me know how you did. Did you stop it? Okay, resuming. So the point, though, is, and why did I do all of this? Because you tell me, is there a flower in nature that looks anything like this? I don't think so. There is no flower in nature that looks like this. This is actually a two-dimensional piece of... It's the flower that I made. And the point of this is that if I was trying to really be an appropriate teacher, what I would have done is I would have brought a whole bunch of flowers, and I would have told the students, pick any colors you want and draw any kinds of flowers that you'd like, and that would have been a la Piaget. Piaget says that anytime you try to teach something to a child before he learns it on his own, you actually prevent that child from learning it completely, and he will never learn it completely. And as a result of that, by already giving the child directions as to how to draw a flower, I didn't allow the child to learn how to draw the flower on his own. Again, the ideal way would have been to have the flowers all set out and told the children to make whatever they want, using whatever colors they want. However, paper airplane. Raise your hand if you were able to make a paper airplane that really flew and hit somebody else. I will bet that most of you made a paper airplane that probably came back and hit you. You could have used some guidance, and that would have been more a la the theory of Vygotsky, who says that there are some things that children need scaffolding or mentors, whether peer mentors or adults or somebody else, but children need to have somebody who can actually teach them how to do those things that they can't learn completely on their own. So again, flower, drawing, creativity, Piaget, things that need some instruction, learning how to write your name, that might take some guidance from Vygotsky. Now, one thing about Vygotsky, though, that I think is important to note, and I'll take the back of this envelope. What I'm going to do now is draw kind of like steps. So it looks like this. And when we look at the bottom, this might be the spot where a child is. And this is where he starts off. Maybe he's just learning how to walk. And up here at the top is where we go when a child learns how to ride a two-wheeler. You don't simply go from down here to up here overnight. You go in steps, and we call these steps zones of proximal development, which means that you have to take children from one step to the next in order for them to master that skill. So if you've got a child, for example, who down here is the child who knows how to walk, then the next step will be walking with alternating feet. And the next step might be riding a bike with training wheels, and the next step will be taking off the training wheels and driving them on their own. So this has been a little glimpse into the difference between Piaget and Vygotsky. For those of you who are going to strive to be wonderful teachers, the trick is learning when to use Vygotsky, when to use Piaget, and finding the right balance of both so that you're never overimposing on children or not giving them enough direction so that you set them up for failure. I will give you 5 extra credit points if you read a poem, you got to Google it, called The Little Boy by Helen Buckley. Make sure that you read the right one. It'll end with, I think, green stem, if you read the right version. And then you're going to email me about 5 or 6 lines of your impression of that poem. It has to do with this little video that you've just seen. Have a great night.